What is going on, my American hip hop family? If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Uh, Also, too, if you do want to donate to the channel, everything is on the description box below. I am so sorry, my family members, that I have not been on here reporting on celebrity news like I used to, but I will be back on my grind now. Got my schedule set up, and I'm back and better than ever. So, without further ado, let's jump on board on this topic right here. So, you guys probably already heard yesterday that R. Kelly, one of the greatest singers of our generation and other generations before that, is currently never going to see the light of day based upon the evidence that was presented to him, presented in the trial, in the conviction that was handed down. So without further ado, I'm going to show this article and talk about that and the super fan that also tried to threaten the lawyers and everything else, attorneys involved. R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison following his sex trafficking conviction. Now, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison yesterday after being convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly imposed the sentence on Kelly and ordered him to pay a $100,000 fine after a nearly 3-hour hearing. Kelly did not address the court. The victims held hands while the sentence was read, and Kelly had no apparent reaction. Although sex was certainly a weapon that you use, this is not a case about sex. It's a case about violence, cruelty, and control, Judge Donnelly told him during the sentencing. Kelly's lawyer, Jennifer Bogine, said that they look forward to the appeal. 30 years is like a life for him. She said she also emphasized he is not a predator. U.S. Attorney for Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, called the sentence a significant outcome for Kelly's victims. Kelly preyed upon children and young women for decades, according to Peace. He would force victims, including minors, to be in porno films, which the singer produced and directed. The sentence shows the witness reclaimed control over their lives. He added, "This is a victory for them. It doesn't matter how powerful. Justice only hears the truth." 7 of Kelly's victims gave impact statements during the sentencing hearing. "You made me do things that broke my spirit. I literally wish I would die because of how low you made me feel," one woman told the Grammy-winning, multi-platinum selling singer. "Do you remember that?" Another woman, sobbing and sniffling as she spoke, said Kelly's conviction restored her faith in the legal system. "I once lost hope," she said, addressing the court and prosecutors, "but you restored my faith." The woman said Kelly victimized her after she went to a concert when she was 17. "I was afraid, naive, and didn't know how to handle the situation," she said. "So she didn't speak up at the time. Silence," she said, "is a very lonely place." The Believe I Can Fly singer was convicted on one count of racketeering. The racketeering included 14 underlying acts of sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and sex trafficking charges. R. Kelly was also convicted on 8 violations of the Mann Act. The legislation makes it illegal to transport people across state lines for immoral purposes. The trial lasted 6 weeks. Prosecutors had argued that Kelly should receive at least 25 years in prison for his conviction. Kelly used his fame, money, and popularity to systematically prey upon children and young women for his own sexual gratification. Prosecutors wrote the filing. He continued his crimes and avoided punishment for them for almost 30 years and must now be held accountable, prosecutors wrote. Kelly's lawyers had argued he should get no more than 10 years in prison because he had a traumatic childhood involving severe, prolonged childhood sexual abuse, poverty, and violence. With an adult with literacy deficiencies, the star was repeatedly defrauded and financially abused, often by the people he paid to protect him, his lawyers said. All right. Yeah, bro. This one on this one here. So I'm going to be very thorough and give you my thoughts on this sentencing. What a waste of a life. R. Kelly is by far one of the most talented R&B singers that ever opened their mouth to sing. Was blessed with a talent. But then here comes the curse of it. R. Kelly destroyed a lot of these young women's lives. But R. Kelly was not the only one. These young girls were also let down by their family members. Now, see, this is the part that makes me mad about this whole situation is why are some of these parents not being held accountable? Now, there is some things that came out about a week ago from the legal team of R. Kelly that they have text messages from the past, that documentation that they want to enter in the next appeals phase, saying that these girls were coerced and encouraged by the parents to seduce R. Kelly. Now, I'm not making no excuses for R. Kelly because what he did was sick, okay? I'm not sitting here defending this man because what he did to those girls was absolutely despicable. But I also want to see these parents held accountable because a lot of these parents were involved. You can say what you want or do what you please. Because ain't no way I'm going to let my daughter be around, I don't care how much and how good R. Kelly can sing, around a man who has allegedly have had allegations in the past and still going on in the music industry to be instructing my child or my daughter with those type of tendencies. I just know. Not to mention, not only did he did this to women, he also took advantage of a teenage young man that worked at a restaurant. He performed acts on him and had him perform acts with other women. Now, I really do believe that R. Kelly possibly have, like a lot of people with traumatic abuse in their childhood, I think he developed a sex addiction. And that sex addiction had got to the point that was how he was coping. And he was coping to the point that he was wanting to cope with the people that he could control the most, the underage, the vulnerable. You know, when I looked at Aaliyah album cover now, age ain't nothing but a number, but now, you know, age ain't nothing but a number. You know, it's creepy. You see a 14-year-old girl with a 26-year-old man on the cover on the side. Just like I found it creepy back in the day when the lead singer of Boyz II Men was all in the face of Brandy Norwood, who was also a teenager. And I think Marlon at the time, the lead singer of Boyz II Men, was either 23 or 24. This just goes to show you guys that this has been going on a long time in the entertainment industry. That's exactly why I always say Hollywood and the music industry go hand in hand, because a lot of people have been groomed at an early age and been abused by using their talents, or either that people have used them and abused them to get a hold of their capabilities from that talent. And when I say capabilities from that talent, you know what I mean. Um, you know, good looking young girl that can do this or do that, and then you turn around and you use her good looks against her. Well, you're pretty. If you're pretty, you got to also do this and that to get this and that. You got to do more than just sing. You got to do more than just dance. And that's just what it's been going on for years. And these girls was promised stuff, and their family promised them that R. Kelly was going to look after them, and he didn't. The only time he looked after them was to get his rocks off. So, and then I want to also conclude, this is not the only case that R. Kelly got. This is the federal case. R. Kelly still got to face charges in Chicago for these same things, for all of the stuff that he did to girls in Chicago. So he's not out the woods yet, and he's still looking at 30 plus years on that. So even if he does beat, let's say he get this conviction overturned, the federal conviction, and let's say he might get it knocked down to 10, he still got to face the one in Chicago. So he still may wind up doing 30 years in prison, a minimum. He's not getting out, unfortunately, for him. And maybe this will take him the time to reflect on how he should have went and got help instead of kept allowing himself to be suckered in and let this sickness control him. That's how I feel. All right, so speaking of R. Kelly, we got some additional news. Now, this is going on the YouTube Spaces, guys. I don't even like talking about stuff like this, but sometimes you gotta just put it out there. Now, this is by a YouTuber named Deboski. This guy is supposed to be a YouTuber that is supposed to be some kind of super fan of R. Kelly. Well, he's been following R. Kelly case. Well, I'm about to read to you some of the stuff that this Joker did and how we arrive here. R. Kelly supporter threatened prosecutors on eve of sentencing. Court records. R. Kelly was sentenced Wednesday in the Brooklyn federal court to 30 years in prison for sex trafficking and other crimes. An R. Kelly superfan was arrested for allegedly threatening 3 Brooklyn prosecutors 5 days before the disgraced R&B crooner was sentenced to 3 decades behind bars on racketeering and sex trafficking convictions. Christopher Gunn was busted Saturday for making threats against a trio of female assistant U.S. attorneys in the Eastern District of New York who helped prosecute R. Kelly, also known as Robert Sylvester Kelly. Authorities unsealed a federal complaint and affidavit Monday against Gunn of Bolingbrook, Illinois, alleging that he had pointed out the federal building where the victims worked in a video post to the YouTube on October 4th, 2021. That's where they at, Gunn allegedly said. That's where they work at. We're going to storm the office. We're going to storm their office. We're going to storm Jane Doe number 1, Jane Doe number 2, and Jane Doe number 3. He added, if you ain't got the stomach for this, we about to do, I'm asking that you just bail out. The video featured a scene for the 1991 movie Boys in the Hood, showing 4 men in a car with one loading a firearm in the film clip. A passenger asks to be let out of the car. Then a gun fires, according to officials. Now, Gunn posted under the name of Deboski Gunn and Deboski on YouTube and various social media accounts. Authorities also said in the court documents that he engaged in the sale of firearm ammunition in relation to the Kelly matter. A jury found the Grammy-winning artist guilty September 27, 2021, of racketeering involving acts of bribery, sexual exploitation of a child, forced labor, and transporting women across state lines for an immoral purpose. U.S. Judge Ann Donnelly hit him with 30 years in prison at his sentencing yesterday. Gunn has visited the federal courthouse to watch R. Kelly sex trafficking trial and continued posting about the case up until his arrest, according to the papers. It wasn't the first time Kelly supporters landed in handcuffs trying to help the Believe I Can Fly singer. 3 R. Kelly associates were arrested in 2020, accused of trying to intimidate or bribe victims in the case. The accuser's car was set aflight in Florida to dissuade her from cooperating with federal authorities. And another woman was offered a $500,000 bribe for her silence, according to court records. Guys, I understand people like to be a part of the action. Okay. I know that people, and thank you, Kings, thank you as well. I know a lot of people like to want to support their favorite entertainer or artist or whatever. But guys, y'all gotta understand something. This is real life. Okay. Whatever these people's situation they got going on, you making threats to their people involved in the case, whether it's on the plaintiff side or the defendant side, all you doing is making it worse for your supposed celebrity star. Now, Deboski, I've seen his YouTube. We can go and see that right now, so y'all can see how his YouTube really is. I think he may be still in jail. I don't know, but this is gonna go and show you how crazy people are, and that's why on the internet, man, I watch what I say. I watch what I say, because when you say stuff like you gonna hurt somebody, or you gonna do this and you gonna do that, you setting yourself up, man. You really are. You setting yourself up. Now, this Deboski guy, he real woke. He's not real woke, you know. So he's real woke. I'm finna share with y'all how his screen look like. So this is this guy's who it is, Deboski Gun. He doesn't have a lot of, look like he don't have a lot of followers. But he one of those dudes that, you know, you could just tell that he does a lot of clout chasing. You know what I mean? And you can just tell that he is just obsessed with R. Kelly. Yeah, he's definitely an R. Kelly stan. You can just tell it. This dude probably work out the R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a stan. Kind of scares me. Guys like that scares me, man. For real. So I don't really yeah. Yeah, he scares me. So that's what you're looking at, guys. I mean, it's just this guy is just a stone cold R. Kelly fan. That's all you see. R. Kelly everywhere. And now he ain't got to worry about it, because now he's in jail. And let me tell y'all something about the feds when it comes to cases like this. They watch everybody's posts. I don't care what level you are. what level person you are. Okay? That's just what they do. That is just what they do. They follow everywhere you do. The feds are very, 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 very slick. They're not going to go up here and be in your face and ask you questions like the state does and half-ass it. The feds going to get everything. And when they come to you, buddy, they coming to you full circle. They don't want you to be surprised about nothing. It is what it is. Anyway, y'all, jump in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the latest situation with R. Kelly. Do you think that R. Kelly have a chance to possibly get an appeal and get this sentence even lightened up, or maybe even go home? And what do you think was going to happen with him on his Chicago case? Do you think they're going to throw the book at him, or do you think because he's Chicago's son, they're going to give him that criminal reform treatment? Y'all know how we do. Please like, share, subscribe. I'm out.